Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new Let's Play series in Hearts of Iron 4. Today we're going to be playing the Great War mod, specifically the Great War Redux. We're playing as Austria today, because I've been told, hey, they got a little bit of a focus tree update. And, you know, they're a fun country. Mostly because they were really not great in World War I, so if we can be better, I did not want to dismiss that alert, please. How many units do we have? 56, okay. Well, let's split that into, let's just say, 4 armies for right now. What? I mean, who do we have as our field? Okay. France Ferdinand, I'm going to say that he's probably not going to be long for this world. France Conrad, congratulations, you'll be our field marshal here. We'll assign you. We will assign all our commanders here. The one nice thing about the Great War mod is I don't need to deal with aircraft nor armor divisions that much. Which kind of is like my specialty. It's ignoring core features of the game. So we should be a little bit better than otherwise expected. Okay, so I'm going to draw you on the Serbian border. We're going to throw Red Army onto the Italian border. And then these two guys, congratulations, you will be on the Russian front. So let's see. You have an election next year. Multi-ethnic army, which is basically just terrible. We have the Pig War. Since 1906, establishment of economic agreement between Serbia and the United Kingdom. Austria-Hungary is blockaded all trade with the Serbs. Political power, costs, production efficiency growth pretty bad. Galician poverty is terrible. South Slavic terrorists is awful. The Czech parliament. Basically, like, nothing here is actually good. I guess we have ideological drift defense. Does that matter to anybody? Like, does anybody... I'm going to turn on my microphone just a little bit. Does anybody actually care about that? I think I turned up a little bit too much. Anyways. We're not looking super hot. We got maintain the Ashlig, which we have industrial expansion. Cannot do this quite yet. Reorganize the Air Force, which we don't really have quite yet. Well, let's at least maintain you. And for this, we need to do the Army Question Crisis. Where it... I'm sure it's in here somewhere. King of Hungary does not exist. Austria does not exist. What about Austria not exist? Apparently that's also true. I guess we're technically Austria-Hungary and not one of the two. But, you know, a little bit, what have you done? 1912? You're actually way ahead of time. So let's go for resource gain. Efficiency sounds good. Our industry right now, we're at 40 factories. I would like at least... How many factories do you have available? Give me like 3 military factories in Vienna. I think that seems okay. For military factories, what are we actually building? We have rifles, support equipment, artillery, and howitzers. So let's go 2, 2, 4, 1. And let's start making some early fighters. I'm guessing we don't really have any tanks, right? We got armored cars. Maybe that could be useful. Let's get some trains. And then we also probably need trucks. Potentially. Convoys. We don't have any trucks. Do we need... I'm guessing we need to research trucks. We don't have that unlocked quite yet. We have a lot of heavy ships. That's mostly okay. I'm not actually too worried about that. Resources. Chromium -4. Tungsten. Let's get that from the Portuguese. Chromium, we'll get that from the Ottomans. What are we missing? Airship bombers. Okay, we'll get some of those producing. Let's just throw that underneath early fighters. Don't worry about you so much. The 19... What do you have in here? 34 days, we're going to have the election. There's going to be an election in Hungary. Minority, prepare resistant operation in Slovakia. Don't worry about you. Let's get our Army and Navy experience up. And you are for the Pig War. However, I never want to lift embargoes off of the Serbians. I don't trust them. Okay, manpower is low. And this is all for... Okay, everything else here seems basically fine. We know template for howitzers. But we definitely will at some... You're 32 combat with. God damn. 24. 8 is a little bit of a weird... What are you? Are you 1, 2, 3? Are you 1 with each? I guess so. And then your garbage divisions. How many garbage do we have? 9? I mean, 9's not so bad. And for our occupied territories, we want to go to local police. And are you the most efficient? No, cavalry are. So we'll get this going like this. And let's get started here. In the World War mod, you do begin in May as opposed to January. I'm not too sure why exactly that's the case. I'm not going to really question either. And also, there's like no like lore in World War One. I mean, it's just history. I don't know how you would you can't. Is it lore? Would it be considered lore if it's just like real life? Does real life have lore? Anyways, we'll get our divisions ready for some sort of invasion. We'll have you cut off Poland. We're going to have you move towards Odessa actually, let's just have you move towards Crimea in the south. Brown Army will try to overrun Serbia, and the Red Army, you just basically push to Venice. I think that seems more than okay. We could create an agency. You know what? Actually, let's just get it right away. I see no reason not to. So you have 9 days until the election. Ooh, comet sighted. What do you actually do? 1% stability, I'll take it. An assassination attempt. Quam Bodan died today. A native of Bosnia was apprehended by the police when he had just committed attempted murder against General Marjin Varshin, governor of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Before being immobilized, the separatist shot himself in the chest after missing the Bosnian general 5 times. His legendary vagueness spared great turmoil throughout the region. Okay, so Bosnia doesn't like us too much. Actually, resistance here is basically 0. Compliance, I mean, it's looking pretty okay. We might actually get our first agent to just do suppression. Okay, South Africa acts. So South Africa now basically exists. Hungary does not exist. Austria does not exist. Germany and Italy like us more. You're more stability. Of course, we can take both. There's no reason not to. Or no reason we can't, I guess I should say. Modify Czech Parliament. Pacify Italian Tyrol. Improve Ottoman relations. I mean, that does sound meaningful. Integrate Slovakia. I mean, we get some cores. This will be completed once F48 party won parliament election in Hungary. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that quite yet. What about industrial expansion? It is a 70-day focus, which is very, very expensive. But it is 4 civilian factions, which is nice. And you guys are, what, 35? I mean, you do get more cores. I think more cores actually would be quite nice. So you know what? Let's go with 120 political power is also nothing to sneeze at. The Hungarian elections elect Prime Minister, President of the nation. This important position ensures good food is an essential part of the empire. Unfortunately, a pro-independence movement called the F48P is well on its way to winning the vote. This absolutist entity has already won the election in 1906, and a re-election could very seriously have consequences for our nation. So we could get ourselves... So this basically chooses between these 2 paths. Promote statehood, independence, or war. I see no reason why I would want to do that. So you know what? Let's get a National Work Party. So you're not going to get elected. I don't know. Is it... Who gets elected here? I'm not too sure, actually. That's okay. 35 days focus is more than okay. Political advisor. I mean, 5% stability, political power gain is quite nice. And he's also literally the only person we can actually hire right now because he's pretty cheap. I will take you. I will always take a cheap advisor. I see no reason really not to. They're usually always pretty good. Do you want to train more units? We do have 18,000 rifles, so I don't see a reason not to. Again, these units are absolutely fucking massive. So what are you? You have, you're basically, you know, just give me like smaller versions. Give me like 3 rows of 10. 30 divisions, I think seems okay. Do we have enough rifles for that? Yes, we do. We're missing a little bit of artillery, but that's not so bad. Trains are okay. We do need more aircraft. And you know what, actually, what I want to do... Probably anti-partisan first. Just so we can kind of deal with any kind of resistance that may or may not pop up. We have too many units here. Because we don't have trucks. We need 1,000 trucks. Okay, so you're very, very expensive. Can we research trucks? We can't. So actually, we probably should get trucks research ASAP. Start building some of those guys up so we can have some good supply units. Because having bad supply is bad. I don't know if I need to explain that any further. Bosnia will be pacified. We need to invest in Galicia to get this done. Any enemy country is considered... Okay, so we're at war. We can disband parliament. 10% stability. Consumer goods minus 5%. I mean, it's not bad. What is our consumer goods right now? 39%. Honestly, isn't that bad. How we can pacify Italy, anti-Serb, get some cores here. We do get some free divisions, which is always nice. Balkan expansion gives us some claims. Unlocks brutal oppression. I see. Why would I think it's just kind of bad. Removing our terrible penalties though would be quite nice. What do you give me? 10% stability. You know, let's just get you done as well. Kind of open up all of our options. And then we're keep on, we could stop Axis organizations. 10 political power. Let's take that. It'll be done in 7 days. Hungarian Prime Minister. The elections of the Hungarian Parliament are over. Now time to choose in the elected party, the Prime Minister of Hungary. So who are you replacing? Weekly stability gain modifier, support for unaligned, which is what we are technically right now. I mean, if it's just a constant political power gain, or constant stability gain, then I'm going to take you for sure. We can't fire you. But I mean, we're just going to be gaining weekly stabilities. That's 5.2% per year for free forever. So, I mean, it just sounds pretty good. Do you have any good... 10% faster research is not bad. 5% cheaper trucks? Reliability bonus is also not, like, terrible. Daily support for unaligned. We're already getting that bonus, so we don't need to double down on that. More stability. We're already getting a passive gain, so I don't think that's necessary. 5% on use is probably not bad. Instruction speed. AI modifier, we don't care about that too much. So I'm kind of thinking about getting our financial expert. I think he seems... I mean, consumer goods, just reducing that number, under any circumstance is always good. I don't think there's any point where you're like, oh, if only I had more consumer goods. Okay, Korea has been annexed. That's fine. Let's root out resistance. Well, I guess actually we don't need to root out resistance anywhere. So let's just go to St. Petersburg, spy on them. Because Russia's probably going to be our main adversary for this war. Also, I don't want this. I want to form a cryptology department. Now, what kind of cryptology would exist in 1910? I can't imagine it's extremely advanced. But, you know, here we are. We'll get that going. And what about these units? Do we need you deploying? I think, yeah, we actually do want you deploying. You know, give me 5 rows. Like, why limit ourselves? Like, what benefit do we get for limiting ourselves? I think none at all, really. Okay, the social revolutionaries have returned to the Russian Duma. Unlocks Russian industrial focuses. Unlocks. Okay, so this is the army question. We unlocked the army tree after this. Slovakia becomes a core. Promote Hungarian interest. I mean, they've got some really good stuff in here, man. Let's integrate Slovakia first. 70 days is kind of heart-wrenching. Like, it's such a long time. Like, what is that? That's more than 2 months. You can do, like, 10 focuses a year. It's very, very, very slow. Like, extremely slow. Of course, our first cryptology we want to break is the Russians. 1,044 days is quite a while. We do have, give or take, 4 years until the war actually begins. So we have time. Yeah, so Japan's annexed Korea. Japan is going to be a hostile nation. China is going to be somewhat hostile as well. I don't think they're going to actually join the allies, but they are not going to be pro-Central Powers. Now, I don't believe I have historical focuses turned on, so I mean, history is not necessarily going to play out... No, I want trucks. It's not necessarily, I think, going to play out the exact same way. After realizing the absurdity of their sanctions, Serbian representatives announced lifting a total embargo imposed against us. So do I want to lift the embargo on them as well? Because what's the actual penalty for the... I mean, it is actually just kind of bad. Like, it actually doesn't help us. So maybe we get 50 political power, we'll break the embargo against the Serbians. I'll be a little bit nicer to them, but not too nice, right? Like, that would be just silly. We're not going to be nice to them. Especially once they kill Franz Ferdinand. But like I said, I don't remember I put on historical focuses, so things could be slightly different. Italy could theoretically join our side. Trying to think of like who else could switch sides. I think that's really about it. I mean, Italy, Bulgaria, Romania sometimes doesn't actually join. Okay, we've integrated Slovakia. You will be full. You become cores of... Yeah. Let's get cores in Transylvania. So these guys are basically garbage, right? Yeah, they're hot ass, but like not even like good hot ass, like bad hot ass. Let's just throw them to the Serbian border. They're shit units. They're really, really, really bad. Okay, let's just increase cryptology. Let's get it to maximum as early as possible. If we can get ciphers against both Russia and Italy prior to the war actually breaking out, I think that would be really, really nice for us. Okay, concentrate industry 1, as well as you're still 2 years ahead of time. Tanks are also pretty ahead of time. You're 1914 tech. 1910? Done. Done. We'll take it right away. What is Germany's flag? Wait, did Germany go democratic? Huh. So Germany has just become... Have you just become a constitutional monarchy? Okay, so let's just say historical focuses are definitely not on. 100% they're not turned on. I do kind of like this flag. Yeah, because they contain the Kaisers. So they're actually going a different path. How does that apply to us? No, they still want to kill the Entente. So never mind. It actually still works out just fine. Okay, excellent. I was a little bit worried that... I get 1.4. Holy. We need to get rid of Hungarian opposition. That's actually terrible. That's actually really, really bad. So we're going to take you. We're going to do the silent coup. Followed by promoting Hungarian interest. Stability plus 10% on you is okay. Active protection. Silence. We can ban socialist. Not that I think that's really going to make any major difference one way or the other. Is there any good military trees in here? We get more design companies. I mean, modifying our army actually would be good because we do have a lot of penalties. And penalties, I would say, I don't like. Maybe that's a hot take. Okay. So next up, we want to take the silent coup. We get more party popularity as well. Not that I think that really matters too much for stability. No, actually, no, it does. We got an 8.7% due to current popularity of... What's the current popularity? 59? So I'm not actually too sure... Oh, we just got like 10 free divisions. Oh, you know, these are divisions we were training up. Never mind, I'm an idiot. These are these guys. Where do I want to assign you? That is a great question. I guess I'm going to put you on Montenegro for now, because we will be hostile to Montenegro in the future. But, you know, let's take at least some of you. We'll put some of you on the Russian border. And also I want to make sure we don't have any colors kind of mixed up here. Okay, and the Mexican Revolution. So the Mexican Civil War should be breaking out any second now. like 1912, I believe. I don't actually know exactly when the Mexican Civil War began. Not that it affects us too much. It's more of an American issue. But I will say the music's popping. Hell yeah. Okay, give me Mother Government Cipher here. A silent coup. And let's promote Hungarian interest. German Empire asks us to cede the region of South Tyrol and Istria in order to prevent national conflicts. The Germans are ready to provide economic support so that we can recover from the loss of these regions. Follows Willie's advice. Political power plus 120. Yeah, I'm not going to give any to the Italians over my dead body. Give me that stability. Give me that war support. Okay, the center of the power conflict begins. Trying to resolve the conflict with the participants of the Triple Alliance, Germany intends to hold the conference over the next 3 months. The number of members in the alliance will depend on the success of the negotiations. Like, I understand giving Italy maybe some, like, economic benefits, but, like, to give them, like, these territories is a little absurd. Like, if it was just taking Trentino, maybe. Because it has literally nothing in it. There's no resources and no factories. You have 1 civilian factory, 3 naval... Like, we got some good stuff in Istria. Trentino, I would be okay giving them Trentino. It's actually fucking garbage territory. Max, you know what? Just give me actually max entrenchment. Entrenchment's really good in the Great War, in the Great War mod, so I think it's something we definitely want to have. But I will say, at least I think for right now, this would be a good time for us to end this episode. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoying, throw some down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.